Hello guys, today we're talking about the which movie has the actual best chance of winning Best Picture. We'll be going from winning from very likely to not really likely. Every chance has a film. Every one of the movies that have been nominated for Best Picture has a chance. People say, oh, but film A has no chance because of reasons, because critics didn't like it enough, or blah blah blah. Well, a movie doesn't have to be, the greatest movie of all time or the most popular movie of all at all to win. Let's look at let's look at 2017. Still, Water was not the greatest movie of the year, but still won Best Picture. There are movies that arguably are much better than The Shape of Water that came out in 2017. And of course, 2018, there are obviously more fan favorite movies, but the despite three movies making far more money, Black Panther, Bohemian Rhapsody, and A Star Was Born making more money than Green Book. Despite that, Green Book still won. So it isn't about growth, and it isn't about popularity. That's all for what we're talking about. So don't expect Joker or Once Upon a Time in Hollywood to win just because it made more money than Marriage Story or 1917. Obviously, making more money at the box office doesn't really that much matter. So we're going over the likeliness of all the movies. So 2019 Oscars. Oh wait. So 2020 and Oscars. We'll be first going by nominations. Of course, gain a lot of nominations is key here. Because if it gain a lot of nominations, even if the movie isn't really that great, if it still gets a ton of nominations, you still have a chance of winning. And the big highlight here is Joker. It got the most nominations of any movie. Doesn't mean it'll win, because last year, the most nominations for any movie was The Favorite and Roma, which both didn't win Best Picture. So I think Joker does have a higher chance than some people are saying. Because sometimes when a movie gets a lot of nominations, it sometimes even wins. Look at The Shape of Water 2 years ago, winning all the nominations. But La La Land didn't win, but despite getting the most nominations, so getting the most nominations doesn't really matter in this case, as only sometimes, very rarely, the most nominated movie usually wins. But I think movies that have more nominations do have more likeliness to win, considering they're considered the best of the best, or at least get in the most amount of categories. So, we'll be starting first with Ford v Ferrari. Ford v Ferrari, I think, had the least amount of chance of winning. Why? Because I just do not think it will win anything, win much at the Oscars at all. Ford v Ferrari is kind of, although I haven't seen it, but Ford v Ferrari, it just kind of stands out on this list. It's just like, there's so many other movies that came out over the year, and they just let's put Ford v Ferrari as one of the best movies of the year. Of course, I'm not saying any of these movies are bad, but Ford v Ferrari, I think, has the least amount of chance of winning. So, very unlikely chance of Ford v Ferrari winning. It didn't make a ton of money at the domestic box office, but that doesn't really make a chance of winning. The Irishman. The Irishman is a very critically acclaimed film that a lot of people like. It's also nominated for a lot of things at the Golden Globes and many other award shows. So I think The Irishman has a likely chance. Jojo Rabbit. I don't think this movie had a like Ford v Ferrari. I think it's more towards the bottom of winning Best Picture. Why? Because I think the only reason I'll win, if it does win, is because of the subject matter. But there was a much better movie about war and about World War One that has come out, so that also won a Best Picture award at the Golden Globes. So I think Jojo Rabbit is just unlikely. Next is Joker. Joker is a weird movie to talk about when it comes to best movies because Joker won it big at the Golden Globes, and that even though it didn't win Best Movie, it was at least nominated. It also got the most nominations of any comic book movie ever released, so I think Joker has a moderate chance of winning. It's not unlikely or likely; it just has a moderate chance. It has a higher chance of films like Jojo Rabbit and Ford v Ferrari, which we all know probably won't win Best Picture unless it's by a fluke. Next movie is Little Women. The thing is, the Oscars does not really value on remakes. Little Women is a retelling of an old story that is, based off a book. Of course, now-based movies are not a complete disadvantage. If it's the first adaptation, yes, but there's only like five other Little Women movies. So I think Little Women, despite people saying oh, because of the politics, but because of the politics, I gonna put in Jojo Rabbit territory and put it unlikely. Next is Marriage Story. This movie is a Netflix movie, and I think the Irishman is much more likely than Marriage Story. And also, I think the Oscars don't want to nominate and don't want a Netflix movie to win. So I'm gonna put Marriage Story, but Marriage Story is still considered a very great movie by many people. And also, for once, Scarlett Johansson got finally been nominated for Actress. I don't think she'll win, but she finally got nominated for Best Actress for once. So I'm gonna put it in the moderate tier. And next, out of big three: 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. Yes, we'll be talking about the first two movies. I think are very likely, probably the most likely of any movies. They'll probably both have the same. 1917 and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood both have the same exact chance, considering they both won Best Movie at the Golden Globes. And obviously, considering that these movies are critically acclaimed and beloved, 1917 got a lot of nominations and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood got a lot of nominations. 1917 and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, besides The Irishman, which didn't really win that much in the Golden Globes compared to these two movies, have the most amount of nominations to either The Irishman, which obviously both of these movies won Best Picture at the other awards, the Golden Globes. So I think these movies have a very, very high chance compared to the other movies on the list. And then the last movie, I think both of them are very likely. The only two movies be in this category. The last movie is Parasite. Oh yes, Parasite. I think this movie has a pretty higher chance than most people think. Parasite is the first. I think it's one of the first. I don't know if it's the first South Korean movie to reach Best Picture territory, but it is good. I think it has a definite chance of winning Best Foreign Picture. I think that's a lock already. But considering that Parasite is only at 6 nominations inside of Marriage Story with a Woman Jojo Rabbit, you would think that it's in the unlikely category, and War Valley is much more lower, which I think War Valley has the least amount of chance of winning out of all the movies. I think Parasite is because it's a foreign movie. I think they'll be like, hey, it's a foreign movie. But I think it has a likely chance of winning. Here's why. Parasite would be the one I think would be the first foreign movie to win Best Picture. It's also borrowed by people on the internet as well. Where it's usually when a critic pops up, yeah, it's mixed reception. Just look at The Shape of Water. Some people like me just don't like that movie, or Green Book, which immediately got forgotten despite winning Best Picture, and isn't really that well remembered. But Parasite will probably be remembered as years one as the best of South Korean cinema. So I think to honor the best of South Korean cinema, I think that Parasite has a likely chance. Probably around slightly about the same time since Irishman. I think the Oscars don't want to take a risk of a foreign movie, so they'll probably get played safe. But kind of like if the Irishman, they don't want to risk. Oh no, Netflix cannot win anything. Okay, it's Netflix. We must make sure we deny Netflix any awards. So I think both movies have a likely chance, but don't hold your horses up if you want those movies to win. So that's basically it. Goodbye.